I mean, I feel like there's some non-PG things that no one needs to know until they're pregnant.
You think it's funny. It's not funny.
My name's Amelia.
My name's Amelia Stanijevic.
Today I'm 37 weeks pregnant.
And this is Rebecca. Today I'm going to be answering the exact same questions that you asked me right before I gave birth. And we're now 40 weeks later.
I'm feeling pretty good. I've had a very straightforward pregnancy. It's been pretty textbook, but it still can be overwhelming at times at how physically demanding it is.
I'm feeling pretty good right now, actually. I would say that around 6 months after giving birth is probably when I started to feel mostly myself again. It definitely takes a while to get back.
I'm not sleeping very well at all right now. When I go to bed at night, I can feel the baby kicking around and getting quite active. I've been getting up probably every 2 hours as well to go to the bathroom, which is not ideal.
Ask the boss, how are we sleeping? Off and on. Like, she actually went through a stage where she was sleeping 8 hours through the night around 2 months ago, and we thought we had it nailed. And then they have this thing called sleep regression, which comes out of nowhere and basically undoes everything.
The climate change thing has been, it's funny. It's made me quite emotional. It's one thing when you're an adult and you know, you've got your journey ahead of you, but then when you're bringing a baby into the world, suddenly you're thinking so much further into the future. You know, having a baby in 2020, where are they going to be in 100 years or 80 years? It's wild.
Little did we know what was coming. You know, COVID has been crazy. Not being able to travel and see family has really hit hard, and you know, not having a lot of support, I would say, has been the hardest thing. I just hope that the world is it's a good place for her to grow up in, really, and that she can have some of the luxuries and the privileges that we enjoyed.
I think the most exciting thing about becoming a parent is meeting this little human that you've created from scratch. It's crazy.
I would say that most parents would say the same thing, which is that moment when, you know, after all that waiting and anticipation, they put the baby on your chest and you hold them and you just realize, like, nothing will ever be the same again. Like, the love that you feel for your little baby is just, it is like nothing else.
I am planning on having a natural birth. I don't know if that's really idealistic. I mean, it's amazing what the female body is going to do, but it's still really scary. I'm more terrified of the epidural than I am of the labour pain at this stage.
You really can't plan for childbirth. You think it's funny. It's not funny. 36 hours of labour, and probably 24 of that or more I was having like 1 to 3 minute contractions. Managed to have a drug-free birth. In the end I was really happy, but I would say that it was probably the hardest thing I've ever done, and definitely one of the darkest nights of my life.
The best piece of advice that I've been given is, I think, be flexible.
Being flexible. I wish I'd taken a little bit more of that on board. So she's just had a quick feed. I'm quickly going to hand her off to my husband so that we can get through the rest of the video, because I think she's getting a little bit grouchy. You've been so good. Back in a sec. Yeah, flexibility is a big one. I could have done with remembering that more during my labour when things went a little bit derailed and I was induced. But flexibility is a big thing with having a newborn as well. Learning to run by their schedule, I guess.
Wow. I don't know what to expect when I first meet this little newborn human. I actually don't think that it's possible to fathom until that moment happens.
The initial love that I felt when we first held her and saw her, I remember being so thrilled by the whole thing that, you know, even in the recovery ward, I was saying to my husband, I was like, we've got to do this again, let's have another one. Just crazy.
I mean, I feel like there's some non-PG things that no one needs to know until they're pregnant, so I'm going to leave the lid on that.
The weirdest thing to happen after pregnancy is really just how long and how hard it is to recover from delivery and labour. You're just so weak and frail, and I didn't anticipate that.
I wish I could say that everyone jumps up on the train. That's not the case. I think everyone has advice and input for you. I've had people shame me over having like cheesecake, like you can't eat soft cheese. Like it's cooked cheesecake, I'm allowed.
But once the baby comes, it does feel like the focus shifts. The focus shifts away from you being the center of attention and this like blossoming, blooming woman, and suddenly, you know, all the focus is on this little newborn.
Once we have the baby, I think life is going to be really different. I'm still coming to terms with having to be less selfish, more patient, I guess.
It's probably been a little bit harder than what I expected, which anyone would say that, but it's also been more rewarding than I could have imagined.
My relationship with my partner has been really good. He's been super supportive. I think he's very excited.
We definitely had some challenges in the first few months, but seeing my husband be a father to like this new little girl, seeing the relationship, they're the cutest two people together. I think the amount of love in our house has really thrown me for six, which is so lovely. That's really nice.
Morning sickness kind of changes everything. I went through could only eat cheeseburger phase, could only eat ice cream phase, can only eat watermelon phase.
I'm back! I'm back, I'm hungry, I'm starving all the time. So the first thing I did when I gave birth was sit down when I got home and after all that terrible hospital food and ate like 5 sausages and a steak, and it was amazing.
I think my aspirations for child raising are pretty simple, you know, like try and raise a nice little balanced human, try and not sweat the small stuff, let them be like a little kid and let them have nice memories and nice traditions and things like that.
Yeah, I had some good pregnancy wisdom. I really like that. For me, being a mum, now that I am one, is about trying to slow down and be present. I think I'm getting there, definitely.
The biggest surprise about being pregnant is that all of the things that they tell you that will happen are all a surprise. So even though you know in your head that they're going to happen, it's still shocking when your body changes. Yeah, it's a crazy ride.
The surprise has been the personality and getting to know this other person, I think. I don't believe I was really prepared for how awesome that is when you start to see a little bit of yourself in this little person. But they really surprise you, you know. She has such a strong character. She's very strong-willed. She has real attitude. She keeps me on my toes. She's a person. She makes herself heard.
What would I say to future Amelia? Wow. I think to enjoy the time that you're having and not try and wish it away or wish it too fast. You only have a baby for a year, then they're a toddler.
In another 6 months' time, I would say, you know, take it easy, do what you can, you know, do your best at home, do your best at work, but be flexible. Go back to that flexibility advice. She's just a crazy little girl. She's very active and busy. Yeah, it's awesome. Best thing I've ever done.